welcome back to Shepherd's Cove. Still August 14th, 2024. 25. So this book I'm reading, it's called Everything is Fucked, a book about hope, by Mark Manson. It's interesting. He puts the thinking brain and the feeling brain in a car together, right? He calls this car consciousness car. So, consciousness car, so if your emotional brain's driving, your thinking brain is sitting passenger, well, your consciousness car is cruising along. If you're working together, you're cruising. The thinking brain's telling you how to get to your destination, navigating rather well, and the emotional brain is making sure that the drive is pleasurable, right? Well, when things ain't working so good, and the old thinking brain falls asleep for a while, whatever, the emotional brain takes over. Well, this beautiful rainbow appears, and the emotional brain is just like, oh my goodness, so beautiful. Well, he just drove us off a cliff going towards that damn rainbow. Well, don't want that to happen. Gotta have that thinking brain on board. Gotta find that balance, Okay, well, so they switch seats. You got the thinking brain is driving, and the feeling brain is, he's passed out in the passenger seat. Well, the thinking brain has got this perfect route, and he's navigating, and it is the most efficient route to get to the destination. Well, only problem is, who gives a fuck? We know where we're going, but don't fucking care. That's where the feeling brain comes in. So, gotta work together, Gotta have a little balance. The emotional brain driving, and somebody cuts you off. Fuck, I'm gonna kill him. Well, you gotta have that thinking brain to say, hey, maybe we ought to get over in the next lane or something. There's some logic behind it, instead of letting the emotional brain go out of control. And who wants to take a drive from point A to point B not giving a shit about where you're going? So, when you have too much emotion and not enough, thought, as in thinking brain and feeling brain, okay, when the feeling brain's working a little too much and the thinking brain ain't quite all there, well, now you got a clown car. You never know what's going to happen. The thinking brain will help you get there, but daggone, who knows what the hell's going to happen once you get there. Once you get a little excited or, a little angry, or maybe you end up depressed. Well, now, if the thinking brain's working a little too hard, that depression is going to last for a long time because you keep thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it. Hence, once more, you end up in a clown car, going in circles, looking like a fool, driving over other consciousness cars, you never know, you're going to end up pissing somebody off is what the point is, or upsetting somebody, or, whatever the case may be. It's basically your clown car of consciousness with its big balloon red tires goes driving over somebody else's consciousness car, and, well, they get butthurt. So, the goal is to find balance. And that will be in my next video. I'll be working on some techniques on balancing the two. I'll talk to you later.